Hello, everybody, and welcome. We've got a full house of cheering fans, including Earl B, the home team's biggest fan.
Earl B, he's our man. Earl B, the home team's biggest fan.
Great day, great game. Thanks to all you fans for coming out, especially Earl B. See you next game, everybody.
Earl B.
Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. Gonna stand my ground, won't be turned around. And I'll keep this world from dragging me down. Gonna stand my ground, and I won't back down. No, I won't back down.
For the best sports in Lorain, that's TV20, Lorain City Schools Television.
On a beautiful Friday night at George Daniel Field here in Lorain, Ohio. Good evening, everyone. Believe it or not, I'm Ron Baccalar, along with my partner, Barry Buck, our cameraman, producer, and director, Joe Bach. Guess what I caught since last Saturday? They call it a cold. But we're here. I would never miss this game. Barry, this has got to be the game of the season.
Yeah, along with all the other festivities with the 75th anniversary, and this is usually the last game of the season, and now it's bumped up to game 4. The kids are pumped up. This should be a great game.
And the fact that there was a ceremony honoring George Daniel Field, the 75th anniversary, you're going to be able to watch that as a special program on TV20 WLCS. All you have to do is check the bulletin board and find out the times and the day that that program will be airing. Right now we're going to check the starting lineups for tonight's ball game. The starting lineup is brought to you by Campana Development. Campana Development strongly urges you to support the Lorain City Schools Educational Endowment Funds. Since 1982, the endowments have provided more than $400,000 of private funds for educational projects that increase academic achievement. Success for each student each day through community support. To learn more about the Lorain City Schools Educational Endowment, please contact Jim Smith at 233-2239. That's Jim Smith at 233-2239. And now the starting lineup for the visiting team tonight, which will be the Southview Saints, 2-1 on the season. At quarterback is number 9, a 185-pound sophomore, Patrick McCray. At left wingback, number 33, a 185-pound junior, Josh White. At right wingback, number 32, a 200-pound senior, John Brown. At the wide receivers, number 2, Jeremy Coleman, a 165-pound senior, and number 8, Marquell Miller, a 180-pound senior. At center, number 65, a 250-pound junior, Rodney Tolson. At left guard, number 52, a 200-pound junior, James Asef. At right guard, a 230-pound senior, Brian Joyner. At left tackle, number 55, a 220-pound sophomore, Eddie Hall. At right tackle, number 77, a 220-pound senior, Thomas McLeod. And in a new position for the first time this season, what Coach Tony Shoulders called the tackle over, that's number 51, a 195-pound senior, Kyle Ramirez. Checking now the starting defensive lineup for the Southview Saints. At the defensive end, number 51, Kyle Ramirez. Number 21 at the other end, 190-pound sophomore, Juan Williams. At left defensive tackle, number 52, James Asef. At right defensive tackle, number 76, a 250-pound junior, Joe Kazura. At the linebackers, the outside linebackers, number 22, Alan Quattlebaum. Over on the other side, number 32, John Brown. The inside linebackers, number 33, a 185-pound junior, Josh White. And the other inside linebacker, number 50, Brian Joyner. The corners on the left side, number 2, Jeremy Coleman. On the right side, number 24, Derek Harvey. And rounding out the defensive 11 for Southview at free safety, number 8, Marquell Miller. And there you have the starting lineups offensively and defensively for the Southview Saints, 2-1 on the season with victories over Elyria Catholic, Westlake, and a loss last week against Huron. Now checking the starting offensive lineup for the home team, the Lorain Admiral King Admirals, coached by Bill Jones. At quarterback, number 6, a 200-pound senior, 6'2", Jason Samaskovich. At tailback, number 34, a 185-pound senior, Desmond Carter. At fullback, number 32, a 185-pound senior, Gabe Jones. At wingback, number 15, a 165-pound senior, Joe Kuznyar. At the ends, number 80, a 205-pound junior, Julius Blackman. And number 82, a 190-pound junior, Craig Wood. The offensive line for the Admirals at center, number 57, a 210-pound junior, Russell Toth. The guards, number 63, Leon Lewis, a 195-pound senior, and Sergio Solis, number 64, a 190-pound senior. The two tackles, number 60, a 200-pound junior, Alex Saunders, and number 76, a 215-pound junior, P.J. Carter. Now checking the starting defensive lineup for the Admiral King Admirals. Starting at nose guard, number 40, a 185-pound junior, Jonathan Lugo. The two defensive tackles, number 61, a 190-pound senior, Nick Hazlitt. And the other defensive tackle, number 78, a 315-pound senior, 6'3", Cameron Fitzpatrick. The defensive ends are number 63, Leon Lewis, and number 82, Craig Wood. The starting defensive linebackers, number 14, a 170-pound senior, Ryan Starr, and number 64, Sergio Solis. The defensive corners, number 2, a 165-pound senior, Julian Smith, and number 15, Joe Kuznyar. And the safeties, number 34, Desmond Carter, and the free safety, number 12, a 175-pound sophomore, 6'4", James Pinkerton. There you have the starting lineups for the Admiral King Admirals, and brought to you by Campana Development on behalf of Lorain City Schools Endowment Fund. Since 1982, the endowment has provided more than $400,000 in private funds for programs that benefit Lorain's youth. For information on how you can help Lorain's youth, please call Jim Smith at 233-2239. And we'll be back with the start of tonight's ball game right after this timeout.
Mom? Dad?
You are miserable parents. I snuck out.
You caught me.
I lied. You knew.
I pushed. And you pushed back.
Invaded my privacy.
My privacy.
I hated it.
I hated you.
Why can't you leave me alone?
Just leave me alone.
I thought you were the worst parents in the world.
I thought you were the worst parents in the world.
Thanks.
Your one-stop place for something really special is Impressions, corner of Oberlin Avenue and Tower Boulevard. T-shirts and sweatshirts personally designed to your specific needs. Anything from bears, trains to zebras, and specially designed hats as well. And don't forget Impressions, your one-stop spot for school jackets. See Dave, the designer expert at Impressions, Oberlin Avenue at Tower Boulevard, right here in Lorain.
Game is underway here at George Daniel Field. Taking the opening kickoff for the Southview Saints, Jeremy Coleman brings it up close to the 20-yard line, where the Southview Saints will take over 1st and 10. The Saints won the toss of the coin, elected to receive, defending the north goal. Admiral King obviously had kicked off. They will defend the south goal.
That's an interesting choice, Ron, that Southview would want the ball right away. They want to come out and see if they can establish This is a big momentum builder. If King can hold them in 3 and out and get good field position, or Southview can take the ball and move it down the field, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Southview coming out unbalanced and no backs.
Now it's football time. First and 10 for the Saints at the 30-yard line.
And the give is to John Brown. Brown finding running room, picking up a first down for the Southview Saints across the 30-yard line. Tackle made by Craig Wood. Kind of interesting to note that talking to Coach Bill Jones, he was telling me that the word from the south side of town was that the Southview Saints were going to win this ball game by a score of 49-0.
Well, there's going to be a lot of athletes on that field, Ron, and it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to come down to maybe the kicking game or whoever gets the ball last.
Pitch comes back to John Brown. Brown over on the far side, another first down across the 50 into Admiral King territory, up close to the 40-yard line. Tackle made by Desmond Carter.
Ron, I think that Admiral King, they've only had 2 plays, but they're going to have to make an adjustment to this. What Southview's doing is running unbalanced. They're running a tackle over. It's almost like a tight end, but he's ineligible because there is a split end on that side, and the Admirals haven't adjusted to it yet. Here it is again.
Brown in motion, gets the pitch, and he's going to be hit in the backfield. This time, the Admiral King defense ready. Making the initial tackle, Ryan Ransom.
And there's an adjustment that they made. Southview's come out in that formation 3 times, run it all 3 times to the strength, and so here comes number 61 limping off the field.
That's Nick Hazlitt.
One of their linebackers, number 40's going in.
And that would be Jonathan Lugo.
Hazlitt must have been the nose tackle.
Second down and 14. Back to pass is Patrick McCray.
Oh, this guy's gonna
and there's going to be a flag. And a little bit of heated argument. Another flag. Unsportsmanlike third flag.
3. So you're going to have probably an interference penalty, which is 15 yards, and then 15 on top of that for a dead ball. And Ron, you know, the tempers are flaring, the emotions are up. That flag came from a long way away across the field. But he might have been, see, we can see it on the replay here, he might have come through him. Anytime you come from behind.
McCray to Marquell Miller, and that was Jeremy Coleman covering Marquell Miller.
No. That was Julian Smith.
Julian Smith.
2 twos. We're going to have that problem tonight. They got 1 of each. So we had an interference penalty and then offsetting personal fouls. So the officiating crew around, they probably know this is an inter-city rivalry. This is big time. They're going to jump on it quick. They're not going to allow any cheap shots, any taunting, any wolfing and barking. So they're going to set the tone early.
And that's the way it ought to be. The officials, by the way, the referee is Alan Pinter. The other officials are Dan Kovac, Greg Bacco, Craig Hosman, and Joe Whitmer Jr. The pass to Jeremy Coleman. Julian Smith covering on the play for the Admirals.
We had a pair of 2s there, Ron.
The ball spotted just inside the 25-yard line.
I remember way back when they used to play this, when there was Lorain High Admiral King on Saturday afternoon, we had the same officiating crew come out of Akron every year. And that guy would tell me, he said, I wait for this game every year. I just love this. The rivalry, the Saturday afternoon.
Second down and 1 for the Southview Saints. John Brown, the ball carrier. Picks up the first down, gets up to the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Southview Saints. Tackle made by Jonathan Lugo.
We got timeout.
Admiral King calling a timeout. Don't miss this week's edition of Focus, starting Monday, September 15th, featuring Lorain City Schools Superintendent Dr. D. Morgan and Director of Communications Dean Schnurr. Focus can be seen Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays at 2 a.m., 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 7 p.m. And of course, if you haven't seen the Focus program that's been running on WLCS TV20, the 75th celebration of George Daniel Field, the anniversary celebration, that can also be seen on Saturday and Sunday, the 13th and the 14th, if you're watching us this weekend.
Ron, it's been a long time since I've seen this many people in George Daniel Stadium. The home side of is pretty well filled, and there's quite a few people on the other side of the stadium. So that's really good for the city of Lorain to have people come out and support Lorain City Schools on 75th anniversary. This is a great facility. We've been to a lot of, when I coach, been to a lot of stadiums. This is as nice as they get.
1st and 10 for the Saints. Marquell Miller taking the handoff, looking for running room. Gets across the 15-yard line.
Ron, they had him in the backfield. That should have been a 2-yard loss, and he ended up gaining 6 or 7 yards.
Pick up a 5-yard, 2nd down and 5. John Brown gets the handoff. He's into the end zone. Touchdown. 15-yard touchdown by John Brown with 8 minutes and 31 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play.
Ron, except for one play, the Saints ran the ball at will, threw a couple of quick passes. The Admirals had no idea how to stop that offensive formation, and I talked to Coach Lukasic, who is the offensive brain trust, and he said he put this in the playbook in March, and they brought it out tonight. We're going to see what happens if the Admirals can adjust.
Brett Meyer will attempt the extra point for the Saints, and the kick is blocked. So the score with 8:31 remaining in the first quarter, Southview on the board first. They've got 6, Admiral King nothing.
If we were doing baseball, we could say Admiral King coming to bat. I think it's going to be a case. I don't think either one of them is going to be able to stop each other. I think it's just going to be a shootout. I think we're going to see a lot of points scored tonight.
And of course, a big factor for the Admirals will be that problem they had in the first 2 games, and that is keeping the ball in their possession, avoiding those turnovers. Because if that comes back to plague them tonight, then I can see Southview's prediction of a 49-0 score being reality.
Because Admiral King had trouble stopping them from 80 yards away. If they turn the ball over and give them 30, give them the short field, they're going to have a lot of trouble.
Brett Meyer will kick off for the Southview Saints.
As I said earlier in the beginning of the game, Ron, the kicking game is going to could come down to a real factor, and I think the Admirals have an edge in that regard.
Joe Kuznyar deep along with Jeremy Coleman, but it's taken shallow on the kickoff return. Craig Wood.
There's a case, Ron, where Southview just doesn't want to give the ball to the deep men that Admiral King. They saw last week what Julian Smith did. Took the ball 80, 85 yards.
I've got to get these number 2s squared away. That was not Jeremy Coleman. That was Julian Smith.
It was Jeremy Coleman. On the tackle?
No, on the deep receiver.
Yes.
Gabe Jones on the carry. Gets across the 40-yard line, a pickup of about 5 yards on the play. Tackle made by James Asef along with John Brown. Gabe Jones, again the ball carrier. Gets up to about the 44-yard line. Brian Joyner making the tackle.
Southview came with a blitz that time. Joyner stepped up into the hole and met the tailback or the fullback right in the hole. So it was a good gamble by Rick Ramirez, and he won that one. It's a big third down for the Admirals. They don't want to give the ball back to Southview right away.
3rd and about 4. On a draw play, and it's going nowhere. That'll bring up a 4th down in a punting situation. Brian Joyner covering for Southview.
Ron, it looked like the Southview just put Joyner on him on the tailback and said, go wherever he goes. You can watch Joyner in the middle. You come up, there he is.
Matt Vinsek will be doing the punting for the Admirals, standing back on his 28-yard line. And the punt picked up by Marquell Miller, and he pulls tacklers across the 45-yard line. Good field position for Southview.
Yep, the Admirals had a decent kick, but then ended up giving the 20 yards back. Again, this is a game of athletes. Both teams have great athletes at the skilled positions. It's going to be interesting to see.
First and 10 for the Saints from their own 46-yard line. Brown in motion. McCray back to pass. He's being chased, and he's going to be brought down for a loss back to the 35-yard line.
Ron, there's a drawback with no backs. You got no one to help your quarterback. You got no one to pick up anybody that breaks free. You have no one to pick up a blitz linebacker. There was 5 or 6 guys chasing him. He was in trouble from the get-go.
And making the initial tackle, Ryan Starr. Also chasing him was Craig Wood.
There was a linebacker blitz, and they had no one to pick him up. That's probably an adjustment they're going to make, Ron. They're going to say there's no backs.
Loss of 10 yards.
Blitz linebacker because there's no one to block him.
Loss of 10, 2nd down and 20.
I look for one of the wingbacks to get the ball this time. He dropped the ball. Quarterback dropped the snap. Patrick McCray dropped that snap, and then by that time the wingback was gone, so he just used his head and fell down. And now what Southview has to be aware of, Ron, they don't want to do something and give a turnover here.
Patrick McCray came into the ball game 2 weeks ago at Westlake and did quite a job, and he's been the starting quarterback ever since. In fact, coming into this game, he has thrown 54 times with 24 completions, 315 yards, and he's trying to pass again, being chased, and the ball is loose. The Admirals recover.
See, that's where you got to teach him, Ron. He's got to know to go down and take the loss and let's punt it and play defense. That was just extra effort. He got away from the first guy, and he was trying to get away from the second and the third and coughed the ball up. That's a big turnover for the Admirals.
Jonathan Lugo recovered the loose ball for the Admirals. They've got it now 1st and 10 on the Southview 27-yard line. Samaskovich looking to pass into the corner, and it's in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Julius Blackman.
That ball hit him in a bad spot. Hit him right in the hands. There's another one. Samaskovich could have run that one, Ronnie. He had the whole wide open field, but Julian Blackman was wide open in the end zone. You'll see here on the replay, bootleg. He's got all kinds of room, and he's wide open, and hit him in the backhand. He's got to bring that down inside. Bill Jones went for the whole shebang right there. Turnover, Southview's down. Let's go get him. There's a trap.
Gabe Jones, the ball carrier.
James Asef made that tackle, Ron, and I think he just saved a big play. Because I think Gabe Jones was one step from going a long way. King's in 4-down territory. Ron, they're going to, you know, of course they have the wind behind them. They could try a field goal if they don't make the first down here.
3rd down and a short 10. Pitch comes back to Desmond Carter. Tackle made by Brian Joyner. They'll spot the ball on about the 21-yard line.
Ron, we've mentioned, for those of you that have listened to we have a timeout here, officials timeout. We talked about the physical conditioning, Ron, and the weather's not going to be a factor tonight. It's a perfect night to play football.
Well, we had one last Friday, and we've got one again this Friday.
I mean, it was warm today, but it's beautiful now, and I don't think you're going to have to worry about the kids cramping up, and they're not going to be taken out of the game tonight. If the kid leaves the game tonight, you know he's hurt.
4th down and 5 for the Admirals. Samaskovich looking to pass. Looking, throws in the middle, and intended receiver on that pass, Gabriel Washington. It was knocked away.
There were just too many bodies there, Ron. Again, I think needing 5 yards, being 4th down, I think if Jason had to do over again, he might run that football because he had the room to get the first down. You can see he's out there. I think he could have turned the corner. There are just a lot of bodies in there, and there's a guy standing in the end zone all alone.
Markwell Miller was covering on the play.
It's a big stop for the Saints.
Give is to John Brown, and he's hit immediately. Making the tackle, big Cameron Fitzpatrick, all 315 pounds.
That's like a Christmas gift. Cameron's looking around, all of a sudden the ball carrier just steps into him.
Hello. They're talking about us again on WEOL.
I know.
I feel more like Froggy the Gremlin than one of the busy bees.
Killer bees.
Or killer bees.
But I tell you what, they must like us because they mention us all the time. So I think they're jealous. I think Tim Alcorn's jealous.
Pass intended for Josh White, incomplete.
Yeah, it says the replays tonight are by Lorain Middle School students.
Yes, Julian Van Wagenen. All right.
And Stephanie
Mickey's daughter.
Meyer. Is that right? Jillian shaking her head. Well, we've definitely got prettier in the last half hour.
Yeah. John Brown, the ball carrier. Brown cutting, reaching out. Tackle made by Ryan Starr.
Things
It's going to be 4th. Yes, it has. You're right.
2 punts in a row here. We haven't had a first down since the initial drive. But the Admirals, you know, they put the turnover, put the ball on their side of the field. They should come out of this with pretty good field position.
Josh White punting from his 15-yard line. Good punt, high. In and out of the hands. And finally covering Julian Smith for the Admirals. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Admirals from their own 35-yard line.
And that's not bad, Ron. You know, teach him, fair catch that ball, get it on the 35. We're in good shape, and let's go from there.
We've got 2 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the first quarter, 6-0 Southview. Scoring on their initial drive, taking the opening kickoff. John Brown 15 yards out. Put it in the end zone. Extra point attempt blocked. Desmond Carter, the ball carrier, across the 40. Markwell Miller making the tackle.
It's going to be take a little adjustment for the Southview fans to look at the scoreboard and see they're the visitors.
Yeah.
So just remember, for those of you that are watching at home, Admiral King is the home team.
From the 42-yard line, 2nd down and 4. Draw play is not going to work. Back to the original line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
We've had a very quick quarter starting. My prediction is 11 o'clock, Joe, with all the festivities going on. It means you get out of 12. No?
Yeah, in addition to the bands performing at halftime, we also have homecoming. It's the Admiral King High School homecoming tonight. They'll be crowning the king and the queen. And it's Julian Smith on the carry.
See, I knew you'd get it. You get the 2 straightened out. The Admirals have not been able really to do anything offensively except the pass in the end zone that fell incomplete, but right at this point, they're kind of unable to run the football.
Smith gained about a yard on the play. It's 4th and 3 in a punting situation for the Admirals. Doing the punting, Matt Vinsek.
The Admirals want to get this punt off, Ron, because they have the wind at their back with 20 seconds left.
By the way, Matt Vinsek is the Lorain City Schools Television Sports Player of the Week for outstanding achievement in interscholastic athletics for the week of September 8th. And there's a flag. Jeremy Coleman with the ball for the Saints, but there's a flag back on the 15.
Ron, that's a great punt. He had to die on the 2. King had it covered, and they let him get past, but we probably have a block in the back.
He let it go, and then it died at the 2.
And it's going to come back. That flag was thrown way away from the actual play, so it's probably a block in the back.
The King bench is indicating that it's going to go against the Saints. Push in the back is the indication by the referee.
Now, I'm not surprised. Because before the ball game, the Saint coaches were vociferous on the length of the grass here at George Davis.
And the spot of the fall was at the 15-yard line. So that brings the ball back to the 5.
And guys on the EOL are talking about the Southview coaching staff was to use Tim Alcorn's word vociferous about the length of the grass. He's saying that's why the punt. But as Coach Tomaszewski said, both teams have to use the same length of grass, so it really shouldn't make a difference. Not like they turn it up for Southview and turn it down for King. That field's in great shape.
Well, I think they brought the ball out to about the 7-yard line.
That's where it is.
1st and 10 for Southview. Waddlebaum, the ball carrier for the Saints, gets across the 15-yard line. And that's the end of the first quarter of play with the Southview Saints 6, Admiral King nothing. Back right after this.
Since 1921, your hometown financial professionals at First Federal Savings of Lorain have dedicated themselves to meeting the financial needs of their customers and surrounding communities. They offer a wide variety of financial investments as well as home mortgages to meet your every need. Loans on boats, cars, mobile homes, and other worthwhile purchases are also available. Whatever your financial need, First Federal Savings of Lorain is ready to help. 7 convenient locations to serve you in Lorain, Huron, Sandusky, Port Clinton, and now at 36690 Detroit Road in Avon. First Federal Savings of Lorain is an equal housing lender and FDIC insured.
CC's Pizza, all you can eat for only $3.99.
CC's Buffet has 16 kinds of great tasting pizza, pasta, salad, and desserts, all you can eat for only $3.99. And CC's was voted #1 for overall customer satisfaction.
The best buffet that you can find, lunch and dinner anytime. Let's go to CC's Pizza. Great taste at a great price.
Second quarter action ready to get underway here at George Daniel Field on this, the 75th anniversary celebration. Lorain Mayor Craig Fulton declaring this day, September 12th, as George Daniel Field's 75th anniversary celebration day.
What does that get anybody?
50 cents, you get a cup of coffee. But up here in the press box, thanks to our super athletic director, Ray Ebersol, and the cooperation from Top Supermarket, along with Scorchers, 9th and Broadway, we got goodies.
Yeah, we do. We always have goodies up here. And you've got extra goodies. You got coffee, lemons.
Well, the lemons I brought from home for my throat, which is in bad shape, as you could readily tell. Quattlebaum, the ball carrier again, picks up another first down for the Southview Saints. Tackle made by James Pinkerton. So the Southview Saints opening up this second quarter with 2 quick first downs on runs by Quattlebaum. Ball spotted just inside the 40.
Right now, Southview is moving the ball on the Admirals, and Admirals hadn't figured out. Now Southview's gone to trips to one side.
What again, Quattlebaum, the ball carrier, picks up about a yard on the play. Jonathan Lugo making the tackle, but he is hurt.
Again, Ron, during this injury timeout here, we want to give a special thanks to our new assistants this evening.
Julian Van Wagnen and Stephanie Meyer from Lorain Middle School students. Very active in their television program there.
Some of you may remember Jillian. She did a couple of basketball games.
Yes, she did.
I asked her if she was going to play football this year. She said she thought she was going to concentrate on her broadcasting career.
Good for her.
So maybe she'll join us over here with a microphone someday. We'll figure out sidelines. We're going to get her on the sidelines.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I guarantee you she can ask more in-depth questions than what's asked on NFL games.
Just a point of information to our TV20 fans who may have been looking forward to seeing the Lorain Admiral King Southview freshman and JV games. They will not be seen this season and the rule has always been, tonight is, as you indicated, Barry, the home game for Admiral King. So when the varsity home team plays on its field, the JV and the freshmen go to the visitors' field, which in this case would be Lorain Southview. And the coaching staff at Lorain Southview determined that they'd rather have the games played at Southview than here at George Daniel, which made it impractical for TV20 to be on the scene.
As long as it was their decision.
Yeah, it was their decision. So we will not be showing the freshmen or JVs this season. Quattlebaum again, the ball carrier, up to the 45-yard line. And that'll bring up a third down. Sergio Solis making the tackle.
Ron, if we remember last week when we watched the Admirals, there was a lot of hitting going on in that game. And it's not to say that it's not going on in this game, but I think Southview's just a little quicker. And King's not getting the real good hard shot straight on him that they were getting last week.
Third down and 4 for Southview. McCray back to pass, looking, and the intended receiver was Marquell Miller, well beyond his reach.
Well, Craig Wood made him throw that ball before he was ready and forced him to throw it wide. So a lot of the effort, a lot of the success of that play goes to Craig Wood. You'll see him coming through the backside. He got him.
Fourth down in a punting situation. Josh White will punt for the Southview Saints, standing back on his 34-yard line. Julian Smith, deep receiver for the Admirals, takes the ball, gets up to the 20 and tackled at about the 22-yard line.
That was almost fielding a kickoff. That ball was end over end. like a kickoff would be, and Julian just didn't get up under it. Julian just didn't get up under the ball. Both times he's caught the ball on the end of his fingers, and that's dangerous. The Admirals need to establish a first down, Ron. I'm not even sure they have one. They need to get control of the line of scrimmage and start moving the football.
Samaskovich passing, and we're going to get the first down on the pass completion to Jerry Al Nixon.
They're just the case, Ron, where they just got to get the ball in the hands of the athletes and let them do something. Get him a one-on-one, and he broke the first tackle and turned the corner.
Ball is on the 41-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Admirals. Russell Toth, the center. Jason Samaskovich, the quarterback. And the give to the tailback. And that is Gabe Jones. Gabe Jones getting up to the 45-yard line.
Last week he was the fullback, I believe. He played fullback behind Desmond and in front of Desmond Carter. I think he's the fullback.
He is the fullback.
Yep. He's their own running back, that particular set. But there's 4.5 yards, and that's what they need to do.
Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6 for the Admirals. Pitch goes back to Desmond Carter. Carter with some running room, and then he's hit hard. Shy of the 50.
Ron, you look at the two offenses, they line up in different formations, but they end up running basically the same plays. There's a quick pitch, same as that. Southview handing the ball off to their wing back. They're trying to get a kick-out block, have him turn up and turn the corner and get going. So they're basically just playing the same offenses.
3rd down and 3 for the Admirals. Carter is the ball carrier. Carter gets across the 50 and picks up a first down for the Admirals. They'll spot the ball on about the Southview 47-yard line.
There was just a big surge there. He turned the corner and just kept driving and falling forward, getting the first down. And I would think the Admirals can start looking at 4-down territory. It's just athlete against athlete out there on the wings.
Samaskovich passing over to the near side. Joe Kuznyar, the intended receiver, incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
See, Jeremy Coleman threw a little shot there. The ball was way overthrown. Admirals were looking for a penalty, saying there was no need for him to hit him because he wasn't even looking at the ball. But the referee just said, play on. You'll see him just give him a little shove there. Kuznar gets up applauding like, keep coming.
Yeah. Samaskovich handing off to Gabe Jones. Jones with a big first down right up the middle.
And he just ran over at the end. He just put his helmet down and ran over Jeremy Coleman. He said, Joe Kuznar sent that, I think he said. Ron, these kids all know each other. They play baseball. They're in the parks together. They probably went to elementary school together.
But this is where the friendship ends, when they get on this gridiron.
For a couple hours anyway.
Yes,
you watch him
least.
just run over him. He put his shoulder into Jeremy. And tackle made by Juan Williams.
From the 30, 1st and 10.
That's probably Julian Smith.
Julian Smith is the ball carrier.
And now it's the Admirals' turn to just batten down the hatches and run the football and say, here we come, try to stop us. And they've gotten control of the line of scrimmage, at least this series.
Ball on the 25, gain of 5. It's 2nd down and 5.
5 yards on 1st down.
And now you can safely say they are in 4th down territory.
I would believe they are.
Samaskovich handing off to Gabe Jones once again. Gabe Jones up close to the 20. They'll spot it on about the 21-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Brian Joyner making the tackle.
Third and 1, it'd be interesting to see if they would pull the trigger. Bill Jones has been known to do that. Pull the trigger and go for the touchdown. Come back on 4th down for the 1st down.
Just a little bit more conservative in this case as Desmond Carter gets the ball across the 20. That should be enough for a 1st down.
Alan Quattlebaum hit him in the backfield, and Desmond Carter broke that tackle, and Joyner made the tackle, but I think you're right. I think it is enough for a 1st down. Our cameraman isn't saying anything this evening, so I don't know. Oh, they're going to measure.
They're going to bring up the chains. You're saying short.
He said it real softly.
Yeah,
too,
like he doesn't want to commit.
Like if it's 1st down, he'd say, oh, I knew he had it. Tim Alcorn is a real piece of work. They're only allowed 3 of those a game.
And it's going to be 4th and inches for the Admirals. Yeah, listen to him now. What do I tell you?
I couldn't hear what he said. I don't know what he said. What are we going to do, Ron? Quarterback sneak? You got a quarterback that's 6'3", 6'4".
Yes, indeed.
He might have fallen forward.
This will be very interesting to see after they unpile where they're going to put the ball. And they're saying it is short. The Southview Saints have held. They take over 1st and 10. Wow.
3rd and 1. 2 downs to get a yard. I might have gone for the 6 and then come back with that one. Well, I tell you, it looks like they have the mark. Well, they do now, but it looks like that marker was. Surprised they didn't measure that one again. But it's 1st and 10 for the Saints. Big defensive hold there. That's what the Admirals need to do.
Patrick McCray, the quarterback, pitches back to Quattlebaum. Tries to find running room on the far side. Maybe a yard.
See what Admiral King's doing now, Ron. You'll see their linemen shifting down. They're moving down over a whole man. They're used to lining up over this person, but it's unbalanced to the other side, so they got to move down.
And we have an official timeout on the field, a Southview Saint, and I believe that's Quattlebaum.
And again, Ron, as we mentioned in the 3 previous weeks, there's 2 guys down. One for King also. That when they lose a player, starter, they usually lose 2, because a lot of these kids go both ways.
We've got 5 minutes and 41 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter, and the score is Southview 6, Admiral King nothing. By virtue of the fact that the Southview Saints won the toss of the coin, elected to receive and march down the field to put the 6 points on the board on a 15-yard rushing play by John Brown. The attempt by Brett Meyer on the extra point was blocked, and we've got the 6-0 score.
It's Craig Wood for the Admirals coming off under his own power. And
you know, an interesting note, when we did the 75th anniversary focus program, we talked about George Daniel being an employee of the Lorain City Schools for 48 years, and who possibly could have ever taught or been involved in education that long. There was one at Lorain High. Her name was Ruth Lucas. She taught English for 50 years. 50 years. And there is John Brown, and he's running. He is going to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. He's in the end zone. Touchdown. John Brown from the 21-yard line, a 79-yard rushing play for the touchdown.
Ron, the Admirals had him 2 or 3 times there. He had him in the middle. He broke 1, he broke 2. Then they had him here. 3. Ron, if anybody's trying to figure out what happened on the last play when Alan Quattlebaum evidently wasn't hurt because he didn't leave the game, he must have had an equipment problem and they fixed it while the Admiral King player was injured. They're going to go for 2.
Having missed the extra point on the first touchdown, they're going, as you said, Barry, for the 2. Quattlebaum, the ball carrier, and he's going to be shy of the goal line. So the score will stay Southview 12, Admiral King nothing. I think we're going to get another look at that 79-yard touchdown run by John Brown.
Again, Ron, we want to remind our viewers that Southview is the visiting team. So there's nothing wrong with the scoreboard. Here we go again. Southview lines up in just a typical formation. And the Admirals got caught, and he broke 2 or 3. And at the 50, he's gone.
Joe Kuzniar just couldn't quite reach far enough to grab enough of John
Julian
Brown.
Smith tripped up and fell, and then Kuzniar couldn't get over him. And Ron, most of these guys will be on a basketball court in a couple of months playing against each other. I know
well, the two that gave
Miller, I know
themselves
John
the
Brown does.
high five. Yeah, John Brown, Markwell Miller. Both.
I know Brian Joyner does.
Yeah.
For King, it'll be Julian Smith.
Brett Meyer kicking off for the Saints. Short kick taken on the 21-yard line and brought out to about the 36-yard line.
I thought it was Terrence Mims carrying. I thought it was number 42.
Well, we'll see as soon as they unpile. Terrence Mims is the kickoff returner.
And again, Southview is just not going to put the ball in the hands of Desmond Carter or Julian Smith.
First and 10 for the Admirals from their own 35-yard line.
Kind of hard to play without a center. Admirals had to put one in there in a hurry.
Pitch comes back to Desmond Carter. Carter coming across the near side.
There was a big
Gets
hit.
up to about the 45-yard line.
Joyner and Ramirez were over there. John Brown just missed him in the backfield.
They'll spot the ball on the 44-yard line. 2nd down and 1. Gain of 9 on the play.
We're going to go for the touchdown right here. We're going to go for all of it and come back and get the first down.
Kuzniar in motion. Pitch goes back to Desmond Carter, bangs into his own man. John Brown and Kuzniar were blocking.
That's a long pitch on it. Samaskovich is having to pitch that ball 6-7 yards to the tailback. He's pitching it a long way out there. Look at that. He's pitching it to the wingback.
No gain on the play. 3rd down and 1.
Southview's called a timeout.
Timeout on the field. Southview. A reminder that the focus program for this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, will continue to be the 75th anniversary celebration of George Daniel Field. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. A lot of interesting information, highlights from the past. That'll be at 2 a.m., 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 7 p.m. And then beginning on Monday, September 15th, don't miss that week's edition of Focus, featuring Lorain City School Superintendent Dr. D. Morgan and Director of Communications Dean Schnurr. Focus again will be seen on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays at 2 a.m., 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 7 p.m.
I think I saw Dean in here a little bit ago, Ron. Another big play for the Admirals, Ron. They need this first down to maintain the momentum and another 3 downs.
Samaskovich going to pass a long one down the far side. And we're going to see who came up with it. And it was intercepted. 2 against 2. Julian Smith, the intended receiver for the Admirals, intercepted by number 2, Jeremy Coleman for the Saints.
That's as good as a punt if that was on 4th down. But he put it up there, and it was just 1 against 1. And I thought for sure Julius was going to, usually when they both come down with the ball, they'll give it to the offensive person, but Jeremy Coleman had control of it.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Saints with 4 minutes, 28 seconds remaining in the second quarter. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. McCray hands it off to John Brown once again, same play. John Brown, this time he's not going to make it all the way. He was tackled by the Admirals' Sergio Solis.
Ron, the Admirals are just over-committing to this. They're just all going inside, and Southview doesn't even have to block anybody. John Brown's just got major room to run. He's got to be 150 yards.
Ball is on the Saints' 49-yard line, 1st and 10.
150? The stat boys behind me tell me he's got 153. Thanks, guys. 153 yards in the first half, quarter and a half.
Quattlebaum, the ball carrier. Quattlebaum gets the ball into Admiral King territory. Ball just inside the 50, a gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9.
Ron, people may be wondering why the big yellow circle there at the midfield, that's for the soccer people. And the yellow lines and the goal lines and
they put in for just tonight the 75th anniversary celebration right in the middle.
That's not anybody's age, is it?
Not mine.
Oh, there's a block in the back.
Quattlebaum, and he is going to be hit for a loss back on the Saints' 45-yard line. A loss of 6 on that play.
Right, if he doesn't make the tackle, the flag's coming out, because you can see he's got him blocked dead in the back of the numbers, and he just pushed him right into the ball carrier. Right there. Couldn't get a handle on him. He got inside of him, and it's a big play for the Admirals. That makes it 3rd and 15 for the Saints.
Tackle made by Craig Wood. 3rd and 14.
I think Southview would be real content just to see that clock go to 0. 2.5 left.
Third and 14. Possibly a passing play for the Southview Saints. McCray back to pass and hands it off to John Brown, but he is met in the backfield and cannot go anywhere on that draw play.
Sergio Solis read that. That was a little pass inside, shuffle pass. They were hoping that the Admirals came on a blitz. And you can see that he had him. So the Admirals are going to get the ball back.
Have called the timeout with 2:08 remaining in the second quarter. They'll have the ball after the punt with the Southview Saints with a 4th and 19 situation. They'll be punting.
So the Admirals have one more timeout. So due to all the activities, this game may be started a little later this evening. So for those of you that are used to watching the game at 11:30 or 12, it may be on a little later.
I thought it got started pretty much at 7:30.
Yeah, but we're going to have a longer halftime.
Longer halftime,
what I'm saying
yeah.
is the game is not going to be on TV on time. depending what time we get out of here.
This time the Southview Saints have called the timeout.
Now, Southview wants to make sure that they've got all their ducks in a row. They don't want to give a block punt. I'll do. They just want to make sure they have that punt covered. They don't want Admirals to block it and get a good field position to go with 2 minutes left. They want to make sure they have it. Ron, if you really go down, we do have some capable substitutes behind us, waiting in the wings. So to your left.
To my left. Yes. Oh, the young ladies. I see. Okay.
I'll just have to move up a chair and Jillian will move over here.
By the way, the homecoming court 2003 for Lorain Admiral King, Annalisa Arroyo and Nick Hazlitt, Sarah Giddich and Aaron Simmons, Julie Pagan and Sergio Solis, Brittany C. and Marquette Boone, Tanisha Taylor and Desmond Carter and Jennifer Wyckoff and Joe Kuznyar. Good punt. That's going to roll, and the Southview Saints will down it on the 5. So the Admiral King Admirals take over 1st and 10 with 1:57 remaining in the half from their own 5-yard line.
Except for the one turnover, the bounces have gone Southview's way. And there's another punt that rolled dead on the inside the 5. It'll be interesting to see what the Admiral do if they just are willing to go in down 2 scores and with the ball coming out in the second half, or they're going to try to do something here. What they don't want to do, Ron, is give Southview the ball back. Down 3 scores at the half would be really, really tough to overcome.
Samaskovich passing and nobody looking. Desmond Carter was more than likely the intended receiver, never looked back.
Well, I heard both Southview coaches over here yelling, twins to the right, twins to the right. I don't think Southview had it adjusted, and Carter's going back to the huddle saying, who was wrong, me or you? The other thing, Ron, with Admiral King throwing the football, it stops the clock, and if they don't get a first down, they're going to give Southview the ball back at midfield.
This time it's Desmond Carter, the ball carrier. Comes out to about the 12-yard line.
Ron, you see all those bodies all around each other, and he was only a step or two from breaking that. And the Saints covered it up, and now it's 3rd and 2. See Gabe Washington bringing the play in.
Third down play for the Admirals, 3rd and 2. And the handoff. Trying to determine who the ball carrier is. That being Joe Kuznyar, and he got thrown for a loss back to the
they're moving it back
11-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th down with 1:07 remaining, and the Southview Saints have called the timeout. We'll be back right after this.
It can happen anytime, anywhere. And the Navy Marine Corps team is ready the way no one else is. Taking the fight inland, all the way from the sea. That's the power of teamwork. For more information or to join us, visit our website.
All right, back here at George Daniel Stadium, just a reminder that Barry and I will be picking the player of the game, and that player will be receiving 2 free passes to CC's Pizza. The pizza buffet with 16 kinds of pizza, pizza, and salad and dessert. And you can get all of that for $3.99, but our player of the game will get 2 free passes. And the punt is dropped in the end zone, but the kick was gotten away. Good job by the punter, Matt Vinsek. It does go out of bounds. Matt Vincic.
I would have thought with his knee down that the ball might have been a safety. I'm a little confused as to. I guess that's right. That was a good job just getting it out of there.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Saints. The ball on the Admiral King 31-yard line. We're down to 59 seconds remaining.
Look for the Saints to go up here. We got Marquel Miller one-on-one. Look for them to go up top. Just throw the ball up there. There it is.
McCray looking to pass, can't find an open receiver. He holds on to the ball, picks up a couple of yards on the play, gets the ball up to about the 29-yard line.
See, Ron, that's where he just got to throw that away, stop the clock, and line up and do it again. And they're going to waste 30 seconds getting a play in here when they could have had 2 more plays.
2nd down and 8. Down to 30 seconds. Long count. McCray passing, and it's intercepted.
Carter. He was just laying there waiting for that. Here comes a flag.
P.J. Carter on the interception for the Admirals. The intended receiver was Marquel Miller. He was covered by Joe Kuzniar. Here's the replay.
He just threw the ball. You'll see Carter come right into the screen. He's just waiting for it. He's standing there waiting for the ball. He had no one to cover. And I think Admiral King's going to be guilty of a block in the back. They hit pretty hard right in the middle of the back there.
Push in the back is the indication by the referee. That'll bring the ball back to about the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Admirals.
Well, Ron, it's the Saints that turn the ball over, yet they're ahead by 2 scores. Admirals ought to just get out of this.
Samaskovich going to pass up the middle of the field, and that one's intercepted by Marquel Miller on the 49. He's to the Admiral King 35, still on his feet. He's to the 30, still on his feet, to the 25, the 20, and out of bounds no time left on the clock. So the clock has run out. That's the end of the first half, and the score, Lorain Southview 12, Lorain Admiral King nothing. Stay tuned now for the halftime show featuring the Lorain Southview High School Marching Band, followed by the Lorain Admiral King Marching Band, and the homecoming ceremony, all being brought to you by the Lorain Palace Civic Center, 6th and Broadway in downtown Lorain. And just a reminder, the movie this weekend, if you're watching us this weekend on Saturday and Sunday, the movie is Spy Kids 3 Dimensions. Game is over. Showtime is 7 p.m. Ticket just $3 for adults, $2 for children. And next weekend, Friday and Saturday and Sunday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the movie is going to be SWAT, and that should be a good one. Action movie. On the 16th of September, the Glenn Miller Orchestra will be performing at the Palace Civic Center. And you can contact them for ticket information, $22 and $19 ticket price. That's Tuesday, September 16th. The Palace Civic Center, 6th and Broadway, downtown Lorain. right, there you had a double treat during the halftime here at George Daniel Field on this Friday, September 12th. Ron Bacalar and Barry Buck bringing you the play-by-play action, along with our cameraman, producer, and director, Joe Bach. And the halftime festivities brought to you by the Palace Civic Center, 6th and Broadway in downtown Lorain. Again, the weekend movie this particular weekend is Spy Kids 3D. The game is over. The showtime on Saturday, the 13th, and Sunday, the 14th, $3 for adults, $2 for children. And don't forget, on Tuesday, September 16th, the Glenn Miller Orchestra comes to the Palace Civic Center at 7:30. Tickets are $22 and $19. And then next weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 19th, 20th, and 21st of September, the movie is SWAT. Showtime 7 p.m., $3 and $2. Palace Civic Center, 6th and Broadway, downtown Lorain. And in case you didn't catch who the homecoming king and queen for 2003, the homecoming king, Tony Hazlitt, the homecoming queen, Annalisa Arroyo. The rest of the 2003 homecoming court, Sarah Giddich and Aaron Simmons, Julie Pagan and Sergio Solis, Brittany C. and Marquette Boone, Tanisha Taylor and Desmond Carter, and Jennifer Wyckoff and Joe Kuznar. So we had 3 Admiral King football players in the court: Sergio Solis, Desmond Carter, and Joe Kuznar. And we're all set to get underway. Second half action. The Southview Saints will kick off to the Admirals. Southview will defend the north goal here in the third quarter. The Admirals will defend the south goal. And the kickoff is taken by Julian Smith over on the far side. Doesn't get too far. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Admirals. The ball on about their own 23-yard line. Looking at first half statistics for Southview, they had a total of 181 yards rushing. John Brown on 8 carries had 163 of those yards and 2 touchdowns. The Saints passed 2 for 5, total of 4 yards, 1 interception. The Admirals rushed for 72 yards. Passing department 1 for 6, 18 yards, 2 interceptions.
Admiral King's coming out trying to establish themselves. They ran the ball there to Desmond Carter on a sweep, trying to get control of the game. Ron, at halftime, I was talking to some of the Lakewood coaches, and they're scouting, obviously, Southview for next week. They said it's been 30 years since they've played here. 32 years. Coach remembered them playing in 1970.
The old LEL. Desmond Carter again, the ball carrier.
It's a big series for the Admirals. They need to come out and establish themselves, get a couple first downs, realize that they can move the football, get themselves back in the game. They get down another score, they're going to be in trouble.
Ball is on the 28-yard line, 3rd down and 5. Samaskovich looking to pass, looking, and throws upfield, incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down and a punting situation for the Admirals. The intended receiver, Joe Kuznar, pass was just a bit low.
Yeah, he made a good effort just getting his hands on that ball, and he almost came up with it. You think if George Daniel were around, Ron, he'd be proud of the changes in this stadium with the new track and the new lights and everything that's gone on to the bleachers painted. And
high snap from center, gets away from the kicker. Vinsek, he's going to throw it downfield, and it's broken up, and there is a flag.
You know what's coming there, Ron. You got ineligible people downfield. Everybody but the kickers down the field already taken off, and going to have illegal. Southview's going to decline that.
And they'll take over 1st and 10 from the Admiral King 28-yard line with outstanding field position.
Well,
Ineligible receivers downfield against the Admirals. Penalty decline.
I said at the beginning of the game that the kicking game could be the determining factor, meaning that King's kicking game was a little better than Southview's, but that's 2 bad snaps, and they fumbled a couple of times on the return, so the kicking game for Admiral King is really haunting them at the moment.
Patrick McCray continues at quarterback for the Southview Saints. John Brown in motion. Make that Josh White. And the ball intercepted, intended for Marquell Miller. Making the interception is Julian Smith.
No. James Pinkerton, 12.
James Pinkerton? All right, James Pinkerton, number 12.
6'4". Again, Ron, they just didn't throw the ball far enough. If he throws it far enough, he's probably got a touchdown. They just threw it where Pinkerton could, free safety, just floated over there and picked it up. That's a big turnover for the Admirals to get it back. Saints were going for the jugular there, Ron. They were going for all of it right there. Put this game out of reach, but the Admirals have responded.
1st and 10 from their own 12-yard line. Samaskovich passing over near side and in and out of the hands of John. Make that Gabe Jones.
Call that a fumble. And it's 1st down. Southview.
Southview recovers.
They're going to call that a fumble, and that ball just fell right out of his hands. I think he turned a corner and just lost control of the football. It was a perfect pass. Laid it right in his hands.
He had it, yeah.
That's a good call by the officials. I think he thought it was incomplete. That's Kyle Ramirez, I believe, falling on the ball. 50.
Kyle Ramirez.
Right. This is like, I don't want it, you want it, you can have it.
Wow. Southview 1st and 10. McCray hands it off to Quattlebaum, hit immediately. Loss of about a yard on the play, back to the 15-yard line. Tackle made by Leon Lewis.
That's a big-time tackle right there. He got Quattlebaum. He almost got the handoff. So right now, both teams are playing pretty sloppy.
Loss of 2 on the play, 2nd down and 12 for Southview. The ball is on the 15-yard line.
The Admirals can come out of this, turn the ball over twice inside the 15 and not give up any points.
McCray passing and no one there.
That ball just
intended
went out of his
receiver
hand.
Jeremy Coleman.
That might have been a mistaken for a takeoff at Hopkins.
3rd down and 12 for Southview.
We might refer to that as an excuse me. If it was on the playground, it'd be a do-over. This is a big down for the Admirals here to hold him, Ron.
Or a golf course in Mulligan.
Mulligan, yeah. It would have been a Mulligan.
Pitch comes back to Quattlebaum. Quattlebaum trying to find some room, can't. Picks up maybe a yard on the play. Doesn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring up a 4th down. 4th down and 11.
Well, I think the Saints are going to go for this, Ron. I don't think they have a kicker strong enough. They didn't even do well on the extra point, so I don't see him kicking a 30-yard field goal. So I think they're going to go for it. Look for them to put the ball up in the air to Marquell Miller.
Marquell Miller is going to be split wide to the left.
That's where my money's going.
Jeremy Coleman wide to the right at the bottom of the screen. And the give is to John Brown on the counter, and he is hit immediately. Goes absolutely nowhere. The Admirals' defense rises to the occasion. They'll now take over 1st and 10.
There's a whole host of Admirals. Solis and Leon Lewis was there. That's a two big series by the Admirals right in a row. Southview had 2 big turnovers, and Ron, I think they were negative yards if you counted up those 2 series. The Admirals got to settle down here and get control of this football game.
King 1st and 10 on their own 16-yard line. Samaskovich passing. And connects on the far side to Desmond Carter. Not much gain on that play. That'll bring up a second down.
Tackled by John Brown. Linebacker covering the tailback out of the backfield. Again, Ron, athlete on athlete.
Pickup of 2 yards, second down and 8.
It's kind of nice, Ron, if you look in the south end zone, you'll see both bands are just mingling and having a good time, and that's what it's all about when the competition's all over.
On the draw play up the middle for the Admirals. Getting up close to a first down.
Brian Joyner on the tackle. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these players got together tonight as opponents now and watch the game somewhere together.
I was just thinking that earlier.
Get a pizza and come on over to my house and we'll watch the game. And
of course, CC's Pizza Buffet is open till midnight on Fridays.
Wonder if it's on TV there. That's next, right, Producer Joe?
They do have television sets in CC's. Gabe Jones, the ball carrier.
I think Bill Jones is going to say, let's settle this down and see if we can't run the football a little bit. I don't know any of the particulars, but I did hear that the Admiral King freshman beat the Southview freshman yesterday.
That's what I understand.
Our
Shut them out.
producer says 22-0.
22-0. And the JVs will play tomorrow, Saturday morning. Desmond Carter, the ball carrier, and Samaskovich is hurt. He is down.
Well, what happened? I hope we can see this again. We've got the replay here. See what happens on this. He hands it off. Oh, he got stepped on his ankle. Oh, it's his knee they're looking at.
It's a gain of 7 yards on the play, so it brings up a 3rd and 1.
I think Ryan Starr's going as the quarterback.
Coming into the ball game.
Again, Ron, we see the water boys and girls carrying water out. A few years ago, they changed the rule that they can have as much water and bring it out as often as they need. Samaskovich is up on his feet, and that's a good sign. He's walking off.
Trainer Dave Dury tending to him.
I was coaching, he was a manager. He was equipment manager here at Admiral King and went on to do some great things. And
speaking of equipment managers, the equipment manager for the Southview Saints, Michael D'Angelo, is now a television star. If you watch the Butch Davis show from that place in Westlake.
Dave and Buster's?
Dave and Buster's every Monday night. Oh my goodness, met before he had a chance to take a step. Gabe Jones, was he hit hard.
I think number 33,
Josh White.
Wow, there's a lick.
Yeah, every Monday night, every time they do a close-up on Butch Davis, you could see Michael D'Angelo sitting right there. So he's a television star
let's see if they can get this.
On the 4th down, it's going to be a punting situation. Matt Vinsek, that's a good snap. And the punt taken by Jeremy Coleman, loses it momentarily, picks it up around the 20, breaks away, and then tripped up at about the 26-yard line.
Leon Lewis. And Admirals had good coverage that time. Ron, I got to look here pretty soon. The Admirals are going to have to do something to shake this game loose. A fake punt, a la Alabama, Oklahoma last week. What a big play that was. I don't know if you watched that, but tie game, and Oklahoma went for the fake punt and got the winning touchdown on it from his own 30-yard line. In front of 90,000 Alabama fans.
1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. McRae with the ball. McRae keeping, and he's going to be hit for a loss.
Leon Lewis had him initially, and then he got away from him, and 80's Washington, I think. Nope. 80's Julius Blackman got a hold of him. The Admirals have really, except for the long run, since the long run, have really kind of contained Southview's offense.
Speaking of college football, what happened to Ohio State last Saturday?
I think they were looking to this Heisman. They did everything a team could do to lose and didn't. They did everything. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't throw it. They had 50 penalties.
John Brown and a flag. John Brown, another flag is down. John Brown was creamed by Cameron Fitzpatrick.
There was no way that Cameron was going to catch him, but John Brown cut back into him, and he just leveled him. But you're going to have at least one hold here.
That is the call.
Watch this.
Holding.
He cuts back into, you see the hold right there, and he can.
Boom.
And Cameron left his feet. Look at him. Oh, big Cameron. Those guys live for those kind of plays, like big tackles like that. Come back here. He just ran, look, slow motion. There's the hold. You'll see him hit him in the back. Desmond Carter breaks down, so he makes him cut back, and John Brown doesn't see him coming, and Cameron caught him in midair. Wow. John Brown did well to hold on to that football.
From the 21-yard line, it's second down and long yardage, over 20. John Brown going nowhere.
Tell you what, Cameron Fitzpatrick's playing a very inspired game. We saw him last week, and it wasn't a real factor, but tonight he's been all over the place.
Loss of about a yard on that play. That'll bring up a third down.
About a half a mile. What do you think?
I'd say third down and 24. Looking straight ahead. Good-looking moon out there.
Scary. It's a full moon. That means that almost anything could be happening.
Yeah.
I had a half a mile, and Tim Alcorn had third a mile.
McRae to pass, almost intercepted. Quattlebaum was the intended receiver, and Joe Kuznyar was just a little bit too far behind. Dove for the ball, couldn't quite reach it.
He was closer to that ball than any Southview receiver.
Absolutely, absolutely. That brings up a fourth down and a punting situation. And again, the Admiral King defense is just doing a marvelous job here in this third quarter.
Admiral should come out with pretty good field position here, Ron.
Julian Smith, the deep receiver
nice
for the Admirals.
Nice punt.
Punt lands on the 46, takes a Southview bounce, and it's down on the Admiral King 46-yard line.
The Admirals did two things there, Ron, to avoid any real catastrophe. They didn't block, they didn't run into the kicker, and then they didn't fumble the ball. They let it go. Got the ball in good field position.
Samaskovich is back in the ball game at quarterback for the Admirals. A reminder, we'll be picking the player of the game at the conclusion, and that player will be receiving 2 free passes to CC's Pizza Buffet. CC's Pizza Buffet with 16 kinds of pizza, pasta, salad, and dessert. And you can get all that for $3.99.
My 2 sons and I ate there Wednesday.
It's a good place. The wife and I have been there several times, and I just love the apple pie pizza.
I had to have a piece of that.
Gabe Jones, the ball carrier, gets the ball up to the mid-stripe. Gain of 4 yards on the play, second down and 6.
Ron, the crowd is still here. They're hanging on for the football game. Great crowd, our producer says, but
Samaskovich passing near side, off the fingertips of the intended receiver, Desmond Carter.
Ron,
That'll bring up a third down.
I don't know that we'll see this if we have the instant replay, but Kyle Ramirez just knocked down Jason Samaskovich and then picked him back up. Tapped each other on the helmet. You'll see this.
Boom.
Ramirez hits him, and then he just extends his hand and pulls him back up. You saw it there at the end, and That's sportsmanship. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Good job to our replay people. Our
Absolutely.
replay ladies.
And we certainly want to thank them again. Jillian Van Wagenen and Stephanie Meyer.
Oh.
Samaskovich keeping the ball.
Joyner put a lick on him.
The ball is on the Southview 46-yard line. That brings up a 4th and 2.
If you are a football fan, this is the game you want, the rivalry. This is what it's all about.
And the Admirals are going for it.
They got to do something.
Samaskovich to Desmond Carter. Carter's got the first down and then some.
Ron, especially the way their defense has been playing, they just they had to do that. They had faith in their defense. They shut them down. But they got to control the football. They need to score. And we only got 2 minutes left in this quarter.
1st and 10 for the Admirals. The ball is on the Southview Saints 37-yard line.
I don't know if our producer's gotten a picture of that moon, but that is is that the harvest moon or is that next month? About October. Is October the harvest month? Moon?
Desmond Carter, the ball carrier. Picks up about 5 yards on the play. That'll bring up a 2nd down.
Ron, last week I asked what a lavender was, and I was at a picnic on Wednesday, and a lady came up to me and she said, I have the answer to your question, but I can tell you what a steelman is. And she started to go through this whole process of this person in this square outfit looked like a steelman, and I didn't know what a lavender was. But so I'd like to thank that lady for trying to help me out.
Gabe Jones, the ball carrier, gets up close to a 1st down. We'll see where they spot the ball.
We have an Admirals down here. Admiral down on the field. 63, is it? Is that Leon Lewis?
Leon Lewis, if it's 63.
You hate to almost give out the number prematurely. Ron, this is probably the biggest crowd I remember since maybe the King-Sandusky game where they had about 8,000 people here. Standing room only. I feel I can take that back. Probably the tournament game. When Clyde was here one year, I think the whole town of Clyde was here. But regular season, that's a shoulder. Looks like he's holding his collarbone.
It is Leon Lewis. Coming in to replace Leon at guard is Scott Griffith, a 155-pound junior.
And that was another thing that was good for the Admirals last week, Ron. They had a game where they were up enough points where a lot of kids got some playing time. So they should be a little more familiar with what's going on.
Samaskovich hands it off to Desmond Carter. Carter bowls his way across the 20-yard line, getting the 1st down for the Admirals.
It seems, Ron, that the momentum from the defense is carried over to the offense, and their Admirals were just controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Southview's a little bit back on their heels, and I think Southview's going to call timeout.
And they did. They've got a timeout on the field with 1 minute and 16 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. With the score, Southview 12, Admiral King nothing, but making an attempt. Back in a moment.
Since 1921, your hometown financial professionals at First Federal Savings of Lorain have dedicated themselves to meeting the financial needs of their customers and surrounding communities. They offer a wide variety of financial investments as well as home mortgages to meet your every need. Loans on boats, cars, mobile homes, and other worthwhile purchases are also available. Whatever your financial need, First Federal Savings of Lorain is ready to help. 7 convenient locations to serve you in Lorain, Huron, Sandusky, Port Clinton, and now at 36690 Detroit Road in Avon. First Federal Savings of Lorain is an equal housing lender and FDIC insured.
Okay, the Admirals are back on 1st and 10 here on the 20, inside the 20.
Handoff goes to Desmond Carter. Carter up unended as he hit the line of scrimmage. John Brown. Gain of 2 yards on the play, 2nd down and 8.
And we are in 4-down territory, and of course the weather is not going to be a factor. The wind's not blowing hard enough to make a difference as to which direction we're going, and both teams are running the football anyway, so.
Samaskovich looking to pass. Up the middle and almost intercepted in the hands and dropped. And I do believe that might be Marquel Miller.
Ron, I just don't think he thought the ball was going to get to him. There were 15 people in front of him. We'll see it here on the replay. Samaskovich is looking. He just throws it, and it goes all the way through. Marquel just wasn't ready for that. He didn't think it was going to get there. It's an interesting call. Throw the ball over the middle, 3rd and 2nd and 8. Now you got to make it 3rd and 8.
3rd and 7 for the Admirals at the 17 of Southview. Fake inside.
Samaskovich fakes the handoff to Carter, passes, and again overthrows Gabe Jones, and it was almost intercepted by Jeremy Coleman.
That ball should have been caught, Ron, by Jeremy. It should have been an interception.
31 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Clock stopped on the incomplete pass. Samaskovich again looking to pass, right down the middle and complete. Joe Kuzniar.
Hit him on a crossing, hit him right in the numbers.
Right on the 5-yard line. That'll give the Admirals a 1st and goal from the 5.
He had no choice but to catch that ball. Right, he hit him right between the 1 and the 5. Well delivered pass, right on the numbers. Big catch for the Admirals, 1st and goal. I think Kuznar's limping a little bit. I think he's hurting. I think Dave Dury's going to have some mileage on him tonight.
Looks like he is favoring his right leg.
Like a cramp. But he caught the ball before he got injured, so it's 1st and goal for the Admirals on the 4.
With 26 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
They got to wait till he gets off the field. And they would have flagged the Admirals for having 12 guys on the 13 with Dury.
And the pitch goes to Carter. Carter across the far side into the end zone. Touchdown.
I look for the Admirals to go for 1 here. Ronnie got a pretty good kicking game, and they don't need the 2 right now. It's been all Admirals that quarter.
Desmond Carter on a 5-yard rushing play, putting the first 6 points on the board for the Admirals. With 14 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. And the Admirals will go for the extra point. Matt Vinsek will attempt the extra point. Samaskovich will hold. Good snap. Kick is in the air, and it is good. So again, with 14.9 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter, it is Southview 12, Admiral King 7.
Here we are with the extra point. A good snap, good hold. Vinsek comes through with the extra point.
And there's a classical reason why Matt Vinsek was named the Television Player of the Week. Scholastic Player of the Week, we might add. We send a big congratulations to Matt, plus the fact that he is the first place kicker for Admiral King to have 7 and now 8 consecutive extra points in a row. He is 8 for 8. And Vincek gets off a good kickoff, taken about the 2-yard line by Jeremy Coleman, and hit right at the 25-yard line. Tackle made by Jordan Simmons.
He come flying in. He put a pretty good lick on him. Broke down. Admirals were in the right lanes. And there was a nice kick by Vincek, and it's going to be the last play of this quarter.
Well, if that 49-0 prediction from the south side of the city was going to hold true, it just ended with the Admiral King touchdown. Oh my goodness, the Admiral defense is just tenacious tonight. Dan Bieber in on that play for the Admirals.
I think the big guy was there again. I think Cameron.
And that's the end of the third quarter of play with the score. Southview 12, Admiral King 7. We'll be back with the fourth and final quarter right after this timeout.
Your one-stop place for something really special is Impressions, corner of Oberlin Avenue and Tower Boulevard. T-shirts and sweatshirts personally designed to your specific needs. Anything from bears, trains to zebras, and specially designed hats as well. And don't forget Impressions, your one-stop spot for school jackets. See Dave, the designer expert at Impressions, Oberlin Avenue at Tower Boulevard, right here in Lorain.
Fourth and final quarter, it's 2nd down and 11 for the Southview Saints. McCray pitches back. Quattlebaum, he's hit in the backfield. He's going to be thrown for a loss as a host of Admiral King tacklers swarming in on him. Sergio Solis along with Ryan Starr.
Well, the guy that made that play was Julian Smith. He broke down, he wrapped him up, he slowed him down, and then the Admirals came running. The turning point of this game had to be the beginning of the third quarter when the Admirals turned the ball over 2 times inside the 15 and kept Southview at negative yardage, and they've controlled the game ever since.
3rd down and 14 for Southview. John Brown in motion. McCray looking to pass, being chased, hit from behind, and the pass incomplete. 4th and 14.
Ron, I'll say it again. Cameron Fitzpatrick is playing like he's possessed. It's like the NFL scouts are watching him. He chased the quarterback down that time and had a lick on him.
Along with Ryan Ransom.
You know, just the opposite of the first drive that Southview had where they couldn't do anything wrong. They can't do anything right. They can't find a play that's working, and Admiral King is just taking it to him this quarter.
Josh White will be standing on about his 10-yard line. He'll be punting for Southview. Julian Smith, deep receiver for the Admirals. Good snap, and the punt is in the air. It'll land on the 42 and take a Southview bounce, and it will be down on the 30. So the Admirals will take over 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line.
Mark Campos made some adjustments here at halftime, and I'm sure he's had a long discussion with Bill Jones and said, this is what we have to do to shut him down, and I got to believe that Southview's been in negative numbers since that run by John Brown of 78 yards. The Admirals did exactly what they needed to do, Ron. They scored a touchdown, held Southview to 3 and out. They get the ball back and keep that momentum going.
Samaskovich to Desmond Carter. Carter gets across the 20. Picks up about 2 yards on the play.
That's the 30, Ron.
Across the 30.
Well, he is across the 20, technically.
Yes, definitely.
Admirals gained 2 yards that time. Southview needs to come up with a big stop here.
2nd down and 8 for the Admirals. 10 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. The Admirals trail by 5 points. Once again, Desmond Carter, the ball carrier.
Well, the Admirals are electing to run short side, Ron. That's 2 times in a row. They've pitched the ball to Carter to come to the short side.
John Brown on the tackle. make that Josh White.
Picked up by Joe Kuznar. Again, we're seeing a lot of examples of sportsmanship, Ron. People knocking each other down and picking each other up. And that's what it's all about at this level.
3rd down and 5 for the Admirals.
I see your basketball broadcast partner just walked past us.
Bob Braskich, absolutely.
We've had a whole plethora of celebrities in here this evening, hadn't we?
With the very lovely Chris Zelle. And the Admirals call timeout with 9 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in the ball game. The Admiral King Admirals with 7, Southview with 12 points. There's your moon. What do you think?
A little different color.
It's not as pretty for some reason. Now, he's all right.
Oh, there he is.
There he's making it. He's fixing it there. Look, isn't that gorgeous?
Good job, Joe.
All right, Joe.
No, that isn't a little picture that we just put up there. That's
that's the real thing. Next week, Friday, here at George Daniel Stadium, the Southview Saints will return and be the home team going against the Lakewood Rangers. And you were saying you talked to one of the Lakewood football scouts, and this will be the first time in, what, over 30 years?
He thought it was 1970 the last time they were here. That's back to the old Lake Erie League.
Before
Lorain
the
High.
Buckeye Conference. Pass complete. Gabe Jones. But very little gain on the play, if any.
I don't know how he got his hands on that ball. Right in front of Bill Jones.
That'll bring up a 4th down and a punting situation for the Admirals. Marquell Miller and Jeremy Coleman will go deep for the Southview Saints.
Ron, a few years ago, we could have hoped for a tie and everyone would have been happy, but we don't have that anymore. Somebody's got to come out here a winner.
Matt Vinsek standing on his 21-yard line. Low snap, picks it up, kicks it away. Low punt will go out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Right now, both teams are playing not to have a big turnover, so they're doing the best they can to get the ball down the field and line up and play defense. We have Tony Shoulders walking across the field. He's looking in his pocket to see if he's got a play that will help turn this offense around. Tony's out about the numbers. Very animated coach, very likable.
I think he spends as much time on the field as his players do.
I talked to him a little bit before the game. One of his old coaching buddies, Steve Call, made an appearance for this game.
No. Handoff to Quattlebaum.
Ron, they got 2 yards on that play, and that may be the best play they've had this half.
2nd down and 8.
I think one of these games we should see if we can't get an odometer or a pedometer put on Coach Shoulders, and let's see how far he walks in one given game. This would have been a good one.
McRae hands it off to Quattlebaum. Quattlebaum is going to be hit at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
Ron, I'm wondering why they've gone away from John Brown, giving him the football. I mean, he was their whole offense, and he's not even attempting to run the football. I know that Southview's back here next week. Ron, where does Admiral King play?
Admiral King will be traveling to Maple Heights. Now, the amazing thing is, Southview will be playing Lakewood, which is in the Lake Division, Southview in the Erie Division. Admiral King in the Lake Division will be playing Maple Heights, which is in the Erie Division. So are those independent games as well?
I guess. Look at this. They've got.
Wow, John Brown is really going to be brought down for a loss. Those Admirals look like a swarm of yellow jackets.
Southview's got to believe they're probably counting. They got their coaches counting to see if Admiral doesn't have 15 players out there, Ron. John Brown lost a lot of yards there, but what he was trying to do was to make a big play. He was designed to go to the right. He broke it back to the left, trying to make a big play and just got hemmed in. And we'll see it again.
Ball is back to the 18-yard line. And it is busted up, picked up, and into the end zone for the touchdown is Admiral King's Ryan Ransom. Number 75, Ryan Ransom, picks up the block punt, goes into the end zone for the touchdown, and the Admirals take the lead,
I didn't get 13 to see who
12.
Blocked it. Somebody blocked it, and Ransom just picked it up. See if we can get that number. Is that 64?
I believe it is 64.
That would be Sergio Solis. Is that who it was, 64? Here he comes,
Yes, Sergio Solis blocking the punt.
Ron, that punter had no chance. Solis almost tackled him. The ball, I don't think he left his foot.
Matt Vincent will attempt the extra point. Samaskovich doing the holding, good snap. The ball is in the air, and it is good. And the Admirals, with 6 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the ball game, take a 2-point advantage, 14-12, over the Southview Saints. What a turnaround.
Wow. It's hard to believe that we're watching the same game.
Absolutely.
It's like somebody put something in the water at Southview at halftime, and they're just going through the motions. Admiral King has just dominated the second half. Tony Shoulders is not done yet, though. He's gonna rally his troops and give them a shot here. But at the moment,
well, Southview was the unanimous choice by all of the sports writers on the Elyria Chronicle Telegram board. They picked Southview unanimously. And in the Morning Journal, all but Dan Gillis picked the Southview Saints. On the kickoff, Jeremy Coleman brings it out to the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Southview, the ball on the 30.
Southview just needs to settle. What they need is a first down, Ron. They need to settle down, get that block punt out of their head, and just settle down and get a first down and move the chains, get a little confidence.
McCray to pass, looking, and it's almost intercepted, intended for Quattlebaum. Almost broken up and grabbed by Desmond Carter.
If he grabs that, Ron, he's got 6 if he gets that ball. Again, the safeties are just standing back and just waiting on it, and it's just coming right to them. It's almost like they know exactly what Southview's going to be doing.
2nd down and 10. John Brown in motion. McCray to pass, and there is no receiver in the area. John Brown was about 10 yards in front of the pass.
John Brown was, I believe, open if they'd have gotten the ball out there. And again, the Admirals put heat on him and made him throw the ball maybe a little sooner than he wanted to.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10.
This is not exactly what Southview needed to be 3 and out again. Because with each down, Admiral King just gets more and more confident, Ron, and they just...
McCray back to pass again. He's going to be swarmed and thrown for a loss back to the 20-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th and 20.
Ryan Starr. Ron, do you think that CC's will give us 11 passes for the Admiral King defense?
Wow. And you know the amazing thing, like you're saying, that is not an individual. That is a team defensive effort.
They've just done it all. They've done everything.
The punt hits on the 40, and it will be down on the 35, where the Admirals take over 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line.
Saints need a turnover here, Ron. They need to create something. Their offense isn't doing it for them. They need to come up with something. Interception, big sack, fumble recovery. They need to do something.
5 minutes, 45 seconds remaining on the clock in the ball game.
I think the Saints are going to get one more chance at the ball. One more crack unless they turn it over real quick here.
So what do you do? Play possession ball? Keep it on the ground?
Admiral King? Oh, yeah.
Samaskovich hands it off to Gabe Jones. Jones trying to find running room on the far side. Cannot. Gets to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
That tackle by John Brown. Again, Ron, they're gonna keep the ball on the ground. Southview hasn't stopped them yet. The only pass that they really threw of any importance was the pass to Kuznar on the 5, and since then they've just run the football. So why get away from that?
Right up the middle, the handoff.
That's Gabe Jones, I believe.
Gabe Jones, absolutely. Gain of 5 yards on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 5.
Ron, this could be the ball game right here for the Saints. They can ill afford to give King a 1st down and put the ball at midfield, which would almost put him in 4-down territory. So they need to stop right here.
Samaskovich looking to pass, being chased, lets the ball go, and it is incomplete. Receivers out there for the Admirals, Julian Smith, along with Gabriel Washington. Covering on the play for the Southview Saints, Marquell Miller. 4th and 5 in a punting situation. Clock is stopped with 4 minutes and 22 seconds remaining. Admiral King leading by 2, 14-12. After trailing in 3 quarters, 12-0. Matt Vincent back on his 25-yard line.
Southview's in neutral zone. That could be he's pointing that the King guy moved, but I think they're going to get him for encroachment or in the neutral zone, and that's going to be. I still think the Admirals will punt it, but that'll make it 4th and 1. I think he went over to see what was going to get him got him a 1st down.
Yeah, 1st down. 1st and 10 for the Admirals on that penalty encroachment by the Southview Saints.
Now they really need to step it up, Ron, and get a turnover here.
Well, if anything, the Admirals will be able to eat off more time on the clock.
They should be able to do at least 2 minutes, 2.5, running 3 plays.
Samaskovich hands it off to Desmond Carter. Carter looking for running room. He's going to be brought down for a loss.
A nice play by John Brown. Got him around the ankles.
Loss of 2, 2nd down and 12.
Kept him from turning his shoulders, getting him square to the line of scrimmage and taking off.
Clock is down to 4 minutes now.
Saints haven't given up. They're still playing hard. They just made a mistake there and that penalty. For the most part, Ron, we've had a pretty clean game.
Yes, we have.
Considering the emotions and what's at stake in this game.
Desmond Carter again the ball carrier. Gets the ball up to about the 48-yard line. Tackle made by Thomas McLeod. And the Southview Saints have called a timeout with 3 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in the ball game. And the Admiral King Admirals leading by 2, 14-12. Back in a moment.
CC's Pizza, all you can eat for only $3.99.
CC's Buffet has 16 kinds of great tasting pizza, pasta, salad, and desserts, all you can eat for only $3.99. And CC's was voted #1 for overall customer satisfaction.
Best buffet that you can find, lunch and dinner anytime. Let's go to CC's Pizza. Great taste at a great price.
3rd down and 8 for the Admirals. The ball on their own 47-yard line.
Saints have 1 timeout left, Ron. Look for them.
And there's encroachment again by the Saints. That'll give the Admirals 5.
That'll make it 3rd and 2. And Southview's pointing, saying that someone's doing something to draw them off, but they had a couple guys jump that time. A lot of times, Ron, it could be with the quarterback bobbing his head or voice inflection, but the Admirals have done it right.
3rd and 2, and it's Julian Smith. He may have picked up the first down. They're indicating he is beyond the 45, about the 44-yard line. And that'll be a 1st and 10 for the Admirals, and that'll keep the clock going.
Well, the Saints they can stop it one more time, Ron, and I think as soon as they get a stop, if they get them tackle behind line of scrimmage, look for them to stop it. But the Admiral King Admirals have played a great second half.
The give is to Gabe Jones. Jones met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And that's exactly what the Admirals are looking for, Ron. They're going to run it, try to run it a little wider, take a few more seconds. You know, Ron, if they'd asked me for the over-under, I probably would have picked at least, I'd have said 50, Joe. I had 50. I had 28, 24, somewhere in that neighborhood. I would have bet 50. I might have bet the ranch if you'd told me the score was going to be 14-12. I'd have told you it'd been that in the first quarter.
Pitch goes back to Desmond Carter. Carter pulls across the 40-yard line.
Ron, let's just hope that the evening ends
on a positive note.
On a positive note, as well as everything's been played at both on the field and in the stands. I just hope that it ends up being a all-around good effort for the city of Lorain and not a blemish.
Ball is on the 39-yard line. The Southview Saints have used their last timeout with 2 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the ball game. Admiral King 14, Southview 12. Looking at the breakdown on the scoring back in the first quarter, Southview's John Brown rambled 15 yards into the end zone with 8 minutes and 31 seconds remaining, and the extra point attempt was blocked. Southview took a 6-0 lead. In the second quarter, Southview's John Brown again on a 79-yard rushing play with 5:10 remaining in the quarter put the Southview Saints up 12-0. Their attempt for 2 extra points failed, and the halftime score was Southview 12 and Admiral King nothing. Then in the third quarter, with just 14 seconds remaining, Admiral King's Desmond Carter rambled in from 5 yards. The extra point by Matt Vinsek was good. It was Admiral King 7, Southview 12. And then on a blocked punt, Sergio Solis blocking the punt, and it was Ryan Ransom picking it up and going into the end zone. Matt Vinsek's extra point good. Admirals lead 14-12. Joe Kuznyar, the ball carrier.
It's going to be 4th down, Ron. I don't think the Admirals are going to do anything more than try to get the 3 yards or 2 yards they need. You're not going to see a punt here. Now, if Cameron lines up, if 78 lines up as a fullback, will that be reminiscent of the fridge?
The fridge, there you go.
I wouldn't be surprised if Admirals take enough to get a penalty, and then there's the delay of game. I don't think that's what they were trying to get. Now they might have to punt it.
Well, whatever trick they had up their sleeve, we may not see it now.
That was a quick...
Matt Vinsek is coming out on the field, so they will punt the ball away.
Southview will get one more chance with a minute and a half and no timeouts and roughly 80 yards. Of course, John Brown took care of that in one play.
That's right. Vinsek standing back on his own 44-yard line. Good snap, picked up. The rush was on.
Wow, nice kick. Oh, it's going to go out of bounds.
Go out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Southview Saints from their own 10-yard line. They've got 1 minute and 23 seconds to go 90 yards. Just a reminder again that we will be picking the player of the game, and that player will be receiving 2 free passes to CC's Pizza Buffet with 16 kinds of pizza, pasta, salad, and dessert. And you can buy that for just $3.99 anytime you want to walk in. CC's on Friday nights after game time, open until midnight. We also want to thank our other fine sponsors, Impressions, Tower Boulevard and Oberlin Avenue, First Federal Savings and Loan of Lorain, Palace Civic Center, and the Campana Development. And it's intercepted by the Admirals' Joe Kuzniar. And that just about puts the nail in the coffin.
Ron, that's at least the 5th turnover by Southview. And that'll do it.
Well, the Admirals tasted the results of excessive turnovers in their first 2 games, leading against Amherst, leading against Elyria, but the turnovers just killed them in both those games, and they lost to Amherst and Elyria. Last week here at George Daniel Field, they were practically turnover-free and did an outstanding job against Parma. And here tonight, much less turnovers than what Southview's had, and the Admirals are leading in the ball game. Samaskovich takes the snap from center and goes down on the knee, and it's now with 1 minute and 7 seconds. Clock continues to run. So the Admirals will take absolutely no chance whatsoever in fumbling the ball. Jason Samaskovich will simply take the snap, drop to the knee. We're down to under 30 seconds. The Admiral King ball players waving to the fans. And those who have opted to remain to the bitter end, and that should do it.
Ron, I agree. I heard Tim Alcorn say earlier, the people that came definitely got their money's worth tonight. This was a great, great football game.
Southview coach Tony Shoulders coming across, shaking hands with the Admiral King coaching staff, Bill Jones. The players themselves will now line up and shake hands. Got to be a disappointment to the Southview Saints as they were the favored team tonight, but the Admirals came through in the clutch. Barry and I will be back to wrap it up and to pick our player of the game right after this timeout.
Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. And I won't back down.
Well, the excitement still continues on George Daniel Field. Barry, as you can see, the Admirals are huddled around the golf cart that houses Bill Jones, the head coach, and it's got to be a big night tonight for the Admirals as they come out victorious 14-12, coming from behind as they trailed 12-0 going into the last few seconds of the third quarter when they got their first touchdown. And then the block punt, and of course Ryan Ransom picking it up and running it into the end zone, and Matt Vinsek making the 2 extra points, 14-12. Your thoughts on the game, Barry?
Well, Ron, it was homecoming. I think George Daniel, if he were here, would be very proud of the way both teams played, the intensity of the game. As I said earlier, I would have predicted a shootout. I would never have predicted 14-12. And when the Admirals got down 2 scores and Southview looked like they were taking control of the game, the Admirals came out in the second half and just took over the football game.
Now our CC's player of the game is Desmond Carter, and Barry, you can explain the reason why.
Well, Ron, it was very difficult. Like I said earlier, I'd like to see 11 guys get it for the Admiral defense.
Absolutely.
But Desmond Carter had almost 100 yards. He scored a touchdown. He played on defense. He knocked some big passes down, and he didn't turn the ball over. He didn't fumble it. He just played a solid football game and carried the Admirals when they buttoned it down and went to the running game. Carter carried the ball the whole second half, and that's why he was my pick.
All right, Desmond Carter, the player of the game for the 2 free passes to CC's Pizza Buffet with 16 kinds of pizza, pastas, salad, and dessert. And even though you and I can't get the free pass, we can get there for just $3.99. We want to thank our other fine sponsors, Impressions at Tower Boulevard and Oberlin Avenue, First Federal Savings and Loan of Lorain with 7 convenient locations to serve you, the Palace Civic Center, and the Campana Development Corporation. So we want to thank them for making these telecasts possible. We also want to thank our 2 fine young assistants from Lorain Middle School, Jillian Van Wagnen and Stephanie Meyer, for assisting our producer and director Joe Bach with the instant replay. I thought they did an outstanding job.
They did all the instant replays, the slow motions. They're on the ball for 8th grade kids. They were real big help.
Some of the sporting events coming up on TV20 this coming Monday. We'll have the Lorain Southview, Lorain Admiral King soccer match, both the boys and the girls, from here George Daniel Stadium. That will be on Monday, September 15th. And then next week, Friday, Barry and I will be back here for the big football game between the Southview Saints as they'll try to make a comeback. They're now 2-2 on the season. The Admirals also 2-2. The Admirals will travel to Maple Heights. Southview will be here at home to entertain the Lakewood Rangers. So we look forward to that game. Until then, the final score once again 14-12 Admiral King. For my partner Barry Buck, for our producer, director, cameraman Joe Bach, I'm Ron Backlar, and hopefully we'll have a better voice next week Friday. Good night, everyone.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools, TV20 WLCS.
To purchase a high-quality copy of the program you just viewed, please call Lorain City Schools Television at 282-8400.
Hey, what's that? Check it out! It's a knife! Cool, let me see. I'm gone! Watch it. You want to get expelled? Hand it back. Chill out. No one saw me. What do you plan on doing with it anyway? I'll turn it into the principal or some other responsible adult. Are you crazy? This is a nice knife. They'll only keep it. Haven't you heard of the school district zero tolerance policy? What does that mean? Zero tolerance for what? for weapons. Zero tolerance means that any student that brings a knife or gun on school property will be expelled from school for up to a whole year.
Here, you take it. I can't afford to lose a year of school.
My friends did the right thing. If you find a knife on the way to school, hand it to the first responsible adult you see. For your safety and the safety of others, don't bring a knife to school.
School should be a place to learn and to grow. Never a place for violence and crime.
It's really scary. It's scary to think about it because I'm sure all the kids that went to that school thought to themselves it would never happen at a place like this.
I wouldn't come to school if I didn't feel safe.
Even last year, there was supposed to be a bomb in here or something, and the bomb squad came down here, and that kind of made me scared to even come to this school.
The question is, how can you help to make your school the safe place you want it to be? The answer is with students just like you. In many cases, you know about school problems before anyone else. But most students fear that if they tell someone, they'll have to worry about their own safety.
Like in high school, people are scared. They're, intimidated, like, oh my gosh, he ratted on somebody,
When you're young, you don't want to narc on people. You're afraid that they're going to find out that you told on them.
They could come after me, even though I might have saved a lot of other people's lives, they could still come after me.
Now you have a way to stop school crime and other problems, and it's completely anonymous. It's the Safe School Helpline. It gives you a voice in keeping your school safe without ever revealing who you are. Here's how the Safe School Helpline works. Your school now has its own toll-free number that you can call to report problems. When you make your call, you don't have to talk with anyone. Instead, you're connected to the system's National Computer Center. You'll be given a number, but you'll never have to give your name. The system will record your concern and ask you to call back in case any additional information is needed. Your call will be transcribed, printed out, and faxed to your school. In the case of more serious reports, the school is notified immediately. With this advance warning, school administrators, sometimes with the help of local law enforcement, can take action to correct a problem and often prevent it from ever happening in the first place.
With the helpline, I do feel a lot safer, and I'm glad it is here.
Before, when I heard about the hotline, I wouldn't do it because I was worried about my own safety. Like if that person found out that I told on him and he came back for me or something like that. But then now, like, I know how they don't say your name or anything. You don't have to say your name. I would call.
The Safe School Helpline is not only for reporting violence, drugs, or criminal acts, but it's also a way to reach out to a friend who needs help.
High school is such a difficult time, and when you can turn and help your friend, but you don't want them knowing about it, I think the anonymity again helps you to gain confidence.
It's actually you're helping that person. If you don't make that call, then you're actually, you're condemning your friend, and it's not good at all.
Because suicide is the second leading cause of death among teenagers, the helpline can now link callers directly to trained suicide prevention professionals. At any hour of the day or night, this nationally certified service will be there to help when the problems in a student's life become too great to handle alone. Your school is participating in the Safe School Helpline to create a safe learning environment. It gives you a voice in stopping problems, and it allows you to remain anonymous. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the helpline will be there for you. Together, we can make school a safe place to learn.
I don't know who thought of it, but I think it's a really good idea because it gives kids a sense of safety in school.
It seems like you can't lose when you call.